Guys, this is going to be kind of rambly, but since I got to ask a question, somebody was worried. Um, kind of about working with Loki if you're transitioning from like one of the big three. I can't speak really for Judaism or Muslims, but for Christianity, Catholicism, and everything else, you're taught that there's one God and one God only, and everything else is a demon trying to trick you. And when the gods first start trying to contact you, if you go to a spiritual leader in Christianity for advice, they'll tell you it's a demon. If you found one that told you it was another god but don't work with them, it will probably, be excommunicated because it's heresy. If it comforts you in the Bible, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you call him, God, whatever, admits repeatedly that there are other gods. You're just not supposed to have any in front of him now. You're also not supposed to have any other ones because he says he's a jealous God. And so he acknowledges in the Bible there are other gods. And if you read through the Bible, if you can trudge through it, there are repeated periods where the statues of goddesses would be brought in to his temple, and he would like this very much. And then he would decide, no, I don't want a goddess, and out she would go. We know now, studying, and this is not pagans trying to defraud Christianity or anything, that he was one desert god out of many. Exactly where he came from, or exactly, what pantheon the storm god was in, we don't know. We know, for example, some people say he was, had brothers and sisters, and when you see gods being, downplayed in the Bible, it's because these were his siblings and his religious leaders wanted to get rid of them. Very often God has little or nothing to do with what the people say. You have to understand that from the beginning. Like if tomorrow there was a cult of Loki and they told you what to do and everything, by and large Loki doesn't have anything to do with it. People may be coming from a place of meaning well, but they also might be coming from a place of do as I say or else. And it takes a long time to deprogram from that. If you were raised in it and you were raised, raised as a Catholic like I was, or raised as a Christian, you already have a lot of issues to unpack. And then along comes the pagan gods, and you can think they're frightening, you can think they're demons, you can throw holy water on them, throw crosses at them, or whatever, and that can be your gut reaction because that is what you were taught, and they know that. So there's a big difference between an experienced pagan who's gotten over the transition, becoming all, in their mind, almighty, and demanding a god show up, and then banishing them because they're, almighty priestess. There's a huge, huge difference between that and answering the call of a god when you're transitioning and then seeing them as terrifying gods. And I can tell you that because I went through that, because you're told they're demons. So you see whatever you think demons look like, and you think, yeah, like, yeah, and, because your mind will play tricks on you. I kind of talked about this in Wicca 101. Not so long ago, we would have all had to live together, whether we hated each other or not. You really didn't have too many people who lived on their own successfully. And the mind would play tricks on you to keep you in the group. So even if you wanted to go off and worship this other god and everything, if you were told this was a bad god, that would probably be your experience. So it's not surprising if you're transitioning from Christianity and you've been taught they're all demons, and you've been taught they're going to trick you and drag you off the hill, to see them as frightening, and to see them as here to trick you and see them as demons. Loki's patient. He will give you a lot of time and a lot of space to unpack it. He's usually a good one to come in first. Because he can deprogram people. He can deprogram them, work with them. Now, that's my personal experience. Someone might have had some other god completely come in and do the deprogramming, but he will kind of help you get over the culture shock, kind of help you get over the programming that you went through. be there. It's okay if you've been working with him for a year and suddenly all that training comes back up, because every so often it happens less and less as you get older. Every so often your old training will rear its ugly head and you'll be like, oh my god, and he'll be like, you're fine, breathe, you're gonna be okay. So it's normal to have that transition period. It's normal to have to go through a period where everything you were taught, excuse me, is being challenged, and you have to learn to see the gods for what they are, to see that they're actually gods, they're not demons, they have nothing to do with Satan or hell or anything else. And that just, it takes time. And Loki in general will give you that time. As long as he knows it's, you know, it's an honest mistake. Like I said, there's a huge difference between reacting in fear based on what you've been taught and just being arrogant. So I hope that helped, guys. And I'm going to have a coughing fit, so I have to kind of cut this short. But I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.